members of the media to the microphone to ask a question. And first, we have Stuart Ledbetter of WPTZ.
Hi there. What a lot of folks in Vermont want to know is whether there's more of this to come. As HQ is no doubt aware, we're in the throes of an uncertainty with the relicensing of our atomic power plant. If that is not relicensed, could more HQ power flow south?
Bob Young mentioned this in his remarks a few minutes ago. We obviously are delighted at the signing of the agreements today and are continuing to work with the operators of Vermont Yankee to see about the prospects for relicensure there. We're proud of the fact that our emission-free portfolio is for these two reasons: Hydro-Quebec and the Vermont Yankee plant. That diversification, that low-cost power has really been of tremendous benefit to the state of Vermont. So we're continuing to look at the prospects for relicensing Yankee. But as Bob noted, there is an understanding among the parties to the agreement signed today that the possibility of additional purchases is certainly there in the future, and we'll have to see where things stand over the coming years.
From the Quebec side, let me say a few things about that. First, we are building more capacity in Quebec. And the plan that we have now is to develop a lot more capacity of both hydro, wind power, renewable energy. So that's on our side. That means that there will be more availability. Secondly, we are now negotiating in the midst of finishing a project of a new interconnection line between Quebec and the United States that will go through the state of New Hampshire, 1,200 megawatts, and we're in the last throes of that, and that will allow us, give us the technical ability, if need be, to send more energy to Vermont. And I just add that in the relationship that we have, that ability to send and sell more energy is there. So, and finally, Vermonters can count on Quebec as an ally and a friend. Not only are we a supplier, but we are an ally and a safe supplier, a reliable supplier of clean energy, which we all know in this environment is significant for the future, economic future of your citizens and others.
John Dillon, Vermont Public Radio.
Morning. I had a question following up on previous year, right? What you just said. Are you negotiating with other states, with other utilities in other states? We know about New Hampshire. What about New York, which in 1990 canceled a contract with Hydro-Quebec? Are you hoping to rekindle that relationship as well?
There was never a contract, so there was not a contract that was canceled. But yes, obviously, as the Premier mentioned, we're working right now with a number of other large distributors in New England, which is our first market, Vermont being the center of that, in terms of this line that run down New Hampshire. But we also allow supply to be fed into Vermont if the need was there. These distributors are having these discussions. Beyond that, New York is a large market. It's our second market after New England. And we're moving a lot of power into New York, where transmission is one of the issues. And there's a lot of work taking place within New York by organizations like NIPA, for example, to look at the ability to de-bottleneck that center part of New York, which is a really bottleneck in terms of moving more power south towards New York City. So, yeah, we're involved in that, we're tracking that. But first and foremost is these relationships that we have here in Vermont and in New England.
Yeah, that's one follow-up. How important was the renewable designation, or how important will it be in terms of these other states or other utilities buying power from Hydro-Quebec?
Well, it's key, really. Vermont, this is why this was so important for us, to show the way. And clearly, large, as the governor has mentioned a number of times, large hydro is renewable. And the fact that we now can recognize it really creates a lot of momentum. And I think that others are going to follow the lead of Vermont. And this is going to be good. It's going to be good for everyone. Obviously, it's supportive to our development and our presence here, our commercial presence here in the U.S. But it's also good for the environment here and also across the globe.
Charles Valéraud, TVA. Merci. Ma question va à Douglas, à l'occasion de parler en français. Vous parlez très vite. Est-ce qu'il est possible que votre législation qui vient de reconnaître l'hydroélectricité comme étant une source d'énergie propre puisse influencer d'autres gouvernements aux États-Unis à suivre votre exemple?
Je ne vais pas essayer de répondre en français, il me faut parler en anglais. I might make a big mistake. I've had the opportunity to discuss with my colleagues around the country the importance of designation of large hydro as a renewable resource. We believe that it's important because it's obvious that it is renewable, and we don't want to discriminate against different sources of electric power. Our goal is to reduce emissions. It's to reduce our reliance on carbon, and that ought to be accomplished in whatever way we can accomplish it. A couple of months ago, I had the opportunity to meet with the President of our country along with some other governors and talk about the importance of federal designation of renewable power as well. I hope that our Congress will consider that seriously in the not-too-distant future. Just this past month, there was a meeting of utility regulators from around the United States. Commissioner O'Brien was there, some of our utility officials, to discuss it with their counterparts on a national basis. I hope this is a conversation that will continue all across the United States.
And do you have a personal influence on President Obama?
Well, I can tell you only that as we discussed it, he took a lot of notes.
Mon autre question, Monsieur le Premier ministre, est-ce qu'on est, à partir de ce qu'on connaît des taux actuels, est-ce qu'on est capable d'évaluer ce que pourrait être la valeur du contrat au mois de décembre et pour les 26 prochaines années?
For those who didn't understand the question in English, Mr. Ferrico said he thinks I'm great. Congratulate me for the signing of the contract. Alors, pour répondre, the question is on the price. Essentially, the answer is we're at market prices. On est au prix du marché. On est au prix du marché avec la condition suivante. Comme c'est un contrat sur 26 ans, de part et d'autre, nous avons prévu une clause qui fait en sorte qu'on puisse éviter les extrêmes dans les deux sens. Alors, c'est pour ça que c'est bon pour nous, au Québec, ça nous permet de planifier à long terme, d'avoir un contrat qui permet aux Québécois de s'enrichir. C'est un enrichissement pour nous de vendre au prix du marché. So what this contract does essentially is it's a market price contract over 26 years, having eliminated the extremes in the contract to avoid volatility. And it's good for Vermont, it's long-term, and for Quebecers, this is wealth creation, so it's a very good deal, win-win for everyone.
Vincent Maisonneuve, Radio-Canada.
Monsieur le Premier ministre, à quel point la reconnaissance de l'hydroélectricité comme une énergie renouvelable est essentielle pour permettre à Hydro-Québec d'écouler ses capacités d'électricité qu'on est en train de créer?
C'est important pour la raison suivante. D'abord, on parle de l'énergie. Il faut dire que dans le contexte actuel et le marché actuel, nous vendons de l'énergie. Alors, ce n'est pas absolument essentiel. Mais pour l'avenir,